let's talk about investing a little bit. I know you were also an avid real estate investor ever since the 90s, then 08, 09 happened. So tell us a little bit about that.
So when I first started, I bought my first property when I was 24. And right after that, I said, oh, wow, this is great being in real estate and buying a property. I wasn't really selling at that time. I started doing investments in pre-construction and then holding it throughout the build and then either flipping it or renting it and holding it for a little while. So that worked out great. I did really well with that up until 2008. And like everybody, people got a little greedy and held too many properties and the market fell out. And that was a very painful lesson for me because I had a lot of properties. I couldn't rent them. I couldn't sell them. That taught me don't invest in something unless you have the money to do it. So back then I had great credits. You know how that went. Banks were like, oh yeah, here, you can buy 2 homes. I got caught up in that mess and learned a lot from it and really held back from investing for many years. Now I'm starting to use some of what I learned from and say, okay, now I'm ready to buy an investment property or something for rental. But what I learned from that was really know what you're doing. Like, look at the market. Don't just listen to what people tell you on different sources and say, oh, everybody needs to own real estate. Not really. I mean, you need to know what you're getting into. You need to know if you're going to be a landlord, what it's going to be to have the resources to fix things that go wrong, because they will go wrong. So, you have to be willing to withstand the losses like that. And especially if you don't own the property and the bank does, the bank's going to want their property back. So that's something really important that people need to understand. I mean, I know there's a lot of shows out there, oh, everybody should invest in real estate, and that's not necessarily the case. So I've become much more conservative in that regard of not biting off more than I can chew and being very quick to make sure that I'm looking at everything that could go wrong, not just what could go right.